crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtoit.com. But your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. Vitamin D3, vitamin C, zinc, chaga. They're going to be saying, hey, the virus is coming back. We have to shut down businesses again. That is the plan. It is planned out. Is the virus deadly? Absolutely. If you're vitamin D deficient, if you're vitamin C deficient, if you have pre-existing problems, stay away, stay home. Everybody else, just load up on your antivirals. You're going to have to take things into your own hands from now on. The more I think about it, I don't think the good guys are going to beat the bad guys, or the bad guys are going to beat the good guys. We might get into a situation where there's no winner, and the only winner will be the individuals taking back their rights and freedoms. All my rights end where yours begin. Just remember that as we go down there, because I want to talk about this in a second. Bikers for Trump. I don't think that's a good idea. Why? They're going to invade Seattle. Most Seattle people vote for that crap. They love it. Don't go in there and try to push your ideology on somebody else. In America, you can do whatever you want as long as you don't impede on other people. Now, there are a couple businesses in there. You could say, well, so who's going to protect their rights now that the people are gone? First of all, to have a business in Seattle, most likely you were on their side anyway. So you're recognizing and experiencing the consequences of socialism and the lack of legal enforcement. I'm kind of in the same way. I'm in the middle of Berkeley and Oakland, and am I going to stand up and tell people you have to do things according to this way? No, I'm not gonna. It's going to come down to the individual. Individuals are going to have to decide what they want to do. Is that going to make everything go sideways and explode? Absolutely. Did we know this was coming? Well, I've been talking about it for 20 years. Did Ruta know it was coming? Absolutely, 100%. Remember the Road to Ruta comic books. How to reallocate the new money? They don't even know how to reallocate the new money. The Federal Reserve does not know. Nesra is bullshit. Jesra is bullshit. The Iraqi dinar is bullshit. The freedom funds are all bullshit. Everything is bullshit. Everything is bullshit. And because nobody can decide on what's the right way to go about it. So a bunch of bikers going into Seattle to free Seattle. Free Seattle from who? From themselves? That's the way they wanted it. People who lived in Seattle knew this. I had but choice to move out of Oakland and Berkeley at any time I wanted. It's up to the individual. Don't go try to force your opinions and thoughts, especially at this time, on people who don't want it. For the bikers, stay within the people that you trust and fight for the things, your local areas. It really comes down to local stuff now. You can forget about the federal government. Clearly, they're not going to arrest anybody of importance. The U.S. is never going back to the way it was. It's going to be local for about 10 years. Can't count on schools. You guys going to school? Kiss it goodnight. There's going to be no one voting to give money to schools. They can't agree on anything. They can't agree on anything. Federal Reserve will keep printing. That's part of the plan. Print to infinity. The best thing you can do financially is get your hands on silver, get your hands on gold if you like gold. I think it's a big mistake as compared to silver. But silver and cryptocurrencies. Yes, they are going to be rigged. Stock market goes down, you can bet Mnuchin's going to rig it. Oh, by the way, go to SGT Report. I sat down with my friend Sean and we talked about these issues and silver and the rigging of the price of silver and freedom and what we have to do. The transition is going to be ugly and confusing and brutal. And what we have to do is whatever changes happen, make sure they are on the side of more freedom rather than less freedom. More freedom rather than less freedom. That's all we got to remember. If you enact a new law, more freedom or less freedom. Defunding the cops probably means less freedom, because who's going to enforce the rules of your freedom? Having your freedom is great if you have no way to enforce it, like a gun that you have. Like most people on the West Coast, they don't believe in guns. Let's see how it goes when the police walk away. It's crazy times, but we're near zero, and I keep having to pull myself out of the mess of the insanity in every area and take a bigger look, take that big soul look at what's going on. And say, I came down here for a reason. I came down here to experience this, because it's in the midst of extreme change that things get done. Good and bad. We're going to experience all of it. And it's going to get a hell of a lot worse. Trust me. Imagine if the financial system collapses right now. If you're rich, you better hide it. Don't go out and buy it. If silver goes to $600, don't go buy a Ferrari, because that'll be target number one for the rest of the population. That is clearly why silver and gold are being manipulated, and cryptos. They're trying to hang on to that old system. That's why money's having to be created, to give it to the banks to bail themselves out. They've lied. They've completely lied about everything now. As a matter of fact, the CFTC, I talk about this with Sean, the CFTC has extended the time that they can lie about silver and gold manipulation. Because of COVID, they took all the rules away about reporting. They took everything away. They're not going to enforce anything. They told the bankers, we're not going to enforce anything until June 30th. They've just extended that to September 30th. So, what does that mean? I don't know. If you read or listened to my post yesterday, the head guy in charge of the DOJ's investigation into silver just resigned. His last day is July 3rd. I think July 4th is a big turning point. Do I think the bikers supposedly 10,000 bikers are going to Seattle? To rescue who? To preserve the American way of life? They didn't want it. They didn't want it. Seattle didn't want it. That's who they voted for. They vote with their bleeding liberal hearts. Same with where I am in Oakland. And that's fine. Truly, I think it's better. Why? Because it speeds up the change. Radical ideas are radical for a reason. They're going to change everything. Well, let's see if that change is good or bad. Does it increase freedom or decrease freedom? Personally, I think taking over part of the city by a liberal mob is probably the best thing that's going to happen to the Liberal Party, because they're going to see what that entails, and they already have all these demands. We need this, we need that, we need this. They don't think about things with their heads. And all you rich people who have money in the stock market, you better get out, and you better get out fast, and you better get smart. Down 600 today. Why? Because those aren't real. Those shares you bought, they didn't buy them and put them in your name and stick them in your account. Not in a long shot. 5, 10 other people have the same claim on that same share. That's the way the world works these days. Everything is rehypothecated at the DTCC level. So what are they going to do when the stock market keeps going down? They're going to go, oh my God, I used to be a multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire, and now everything's falling apart. Where can I go? Look, I don't want to buy gold and silver because they're going down. Why would you want to buy an asset that's more expensive? An investing asset. The idea is to buy it as low as possible and then hang on until it goes up. Why would you buy a spectacularly rising price asset like Hertz rental car? The new shares they're printing are worth zero, and people are buying it. Why? Because they chase shiny objects. Well, there's going to be nothing shinier than silver, and it's going down right now. If you have silver in your possession, good for you. You can buy more. Andy Scheckman, Andy at milesfranklin.com. If you don't have a local dealer, I say deal with people you trust. If you have an online dealer you trust, deal with them. I trust Andy, and he's taking care of all my Road to Ruta subscribers. Send him an email, Andy at milesfranklin. Now is the time. It's a gift. Silver's gone down below $17 again. Yes, you'll have to pay a massive premium because those prices aren't real. I talked to Sean about that in length. Those prices aren't real. And one day they will be real. It's when the comic shuts down. Freedom is coming. It's just not going to be, it's like Cliff said. Yeah, you're going to hit $600 silver prices, $600 an ounce, but you're not going to want to live in that world. Well, that world is coming. You're not going to want to live in it, but hey, you're going to be happy you had your $600 silver that you bought at $16.90. No, you can't get it at $16.96 because no dealers would sell it to you for that because these prices are fake. This drop in silver, watch silver supply is going to disappear again. Not that it reappeared. But if you have a silver dealer, absolutely, time to walk down to your silver store and load up. Cryptocurrencies, load them up. Load them up, baby. Could they drop more? Absolutely. Did you plan on selling your cryptocurrency tomorrow? No. The only way to survive the crashing of the system is to have long-term assets that you hold in your possession only. These are all fake volumes. Look at the Litecoin volume. 2 million in the last 24 hours. $2 million worth of Litecoin traded hands, and there's only 2.7 million billion that's ever been created. It's not possible, right? Because all these exchanges are criminal frauds. Let's look at the exchanges. What kind of frauds are we talking about? Binance probably the number one, very much deep state held. Probably Huawei too. These are all Asian. Coinbase Pro is the U.S. Look at the difference in volume between the U.S. $354 million of volume in the last 24 hours versus Binance and Huawei. Coinbase Pro, they're having to listen to the regulators. Binance, Huawei, they don't care. It's ridiculous. The volume went up on Huawei 245%. That's all market rigging. They steal your crypto, literally. Get in and out. Bitfinex is probably the number one worst. That's the pedo exchange. Insane, my friends, insane. Again, I don't agree with this Bikers for Trump organizing to retake Seattle on July 4th. Talk about a firework coming in. There may be fireworks in Seattle this year on Independence Day. That is, if President Trump doesn't clean it up the city first. I don't think Trump should clean up the city. I think everybody, every city, state, local government should have the right to be a fool. It's about community now. Federal government should have zero say over our state. We can't have the federal government running around being the policeman of the world. We shouldn't have a federal government this big. What do you think in the founding father days, if the federal government came into every state and said, here's how you have to act. Here's how you have to police your people. Sorry. People of Seattle have decided this. For the most part. And if you have investments in Seattle, I suggest you get them out. It's not a good place to invest. Go to Texas where they protect your rights. Now, Bikers for Texas, absolutely. I can see that happening. A bunch of liberals take over a little city that the city doesn't want them there. That's when the bikers should go out. Not in a liberal city that's gone more liberal and more liberal and more liberal. Who are they going to save themselves from? Who are they going to save? Save them from themselves. So I don't agree with this, guys. This is America. Yeah, Americans, you're allowed to be free. Do whatever you want. I'm sure there are 2 or 3 people in that little safety zone that don't like it. But out of the thousands that do, probably a good time to move. Move to Texas. I might move to Texas. Who knows? I have great liberal friends. They just don't get the consequences of socialism. It's not socialism. We wouldn't be like Venezuela. We have more money than they do. Why? Because we're not socialist. Just to prove a point about the coronavirus being overblown, out of all the states that have bad coronavirus situations, almost all of them are Democrat. Democrat-run states and cities. New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Louisiana, Rhode Island, District of Columbia, Michigan, Delaware. Look at all those. These are all the problems. You think they're lying to you? You think Governor Cuomo lied to you? Did he lie to you when he said, hey, everybody who has, all you old people who have coronavirus, you have to be admitted into your nursing home? They did that. That's murder. Same with Chicago, that crazy Lightfoot, whatever her name is, the crazy mayor. It's not good. It's murder. Anyway, that's your update on the road to Ruta. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I don't know what to tell you. It's coming down to the individual, your individual freedom. That's what we need to fight for. Let Seattle be Seattle. Let Texas be Texas. All you bikers that are headed to Seattle, don't forget, that's what the bad guys, the leftists, the deep state, they want a civil war. That's the kind of stuff they want. You're playing right into their hand. Don't go. Stay home, protect your family, protect your friends. Celebrate the 4th of July where freedom reigns. Let the people who want social justice go out there and fly your flag. Live your life. Don't tell other people what to do. My rights end where yours begin, and vice versa. If someone wants to come and tell me I have to believe that I have to change my ways and call myself a what do they call those things? White privilege. I have white privilege. Don't tell me what to think or how to act. And white privilege is a very racist term. You're judging people on the color of their skin. Very racist. I get what you're trying to do with it, but just that term is like, obviously, it's a racist term. White privilege. You're judging people on the privilege because of their skin. Is that what happens? Could be. Call it something else. I'm not even going to go there. The whole fight, Black Lives Matter, white, everything has many meanings, is what I'm trying to say. In America, you're free to do whatever you want, but just don't tell me how to think. Don't require me to think a certain way because you control the media. I'm going to think the way I want to think. Freedom. Even if my country goes away from freedom, which I think they're doing right now. That's the key, though. In this transition, wait till the monetary system collapses, then you'll know what I'm talking about. You got to take care of yourself and hang on to your freedom. Because they'll be coming for your stuff, they'll be coming for your house, they'll be coming for your mind. They want to change the way everybody thinks. And that's not freedom. I should have the freedom to think whatever way I want. Who's to say who's right and wrong? Because the winds change tomorrow. And if someone else is in charge of the media, all of a sudden it might be, completely right-wing conservative attitudes all over the media, and you're not allowed to think anything but what Tucker Carlson says. That's not America. Yeah. That's my take for the day. Go visit Road to Ruta. Hey, if you want to find anything out that has happened on the Road to Ruta in the last 20 years, use this search function. Go to the search function. Type in silver manipulation and see how many articles you can find on that. Oh, 1,133. Think I've been doing this a while? I take the silver manipulation quiz. Anyway, go check it out. Check out the archives at Road to Ruta. This is Bix Weir. I will talk to you guys later.